Welcome to the Ideal Client Magnet, how to attract your ideal clients while you sleep. If you want to be in the top 1% of whatever it is you do, you need to do what the top 1% of people do. And when you look at the top 1%, whether it's in business or sport, uh, what you find is that success leaves clues. And so therefore what you want to if you want to be in that top 1%, you need to look at, well, what are the secrets behind what the very top people are doing? And that's what we're going to cover today. So what are we going to teach you? What are you going to learn over the course of today? Well, we're going to show you how you can build a marketing machines that runs while you sleep. I'm going to show you how to position yourself as the expert in front of your ideal clients. We're going to help you generate warm leads that trust you already. They trust you before they even make contact with you, which is a huge barrier in the professional services sector. We're going to show you how you can get others to market your business for free, and we'll also ensure that your marketing has instant impact with the people that it is targeting. So that's what we're going to dive into today. Before I start, I want to give you a word of warning. If you think back to the film The Matrix, where Morpheus is offering Neo the red pill or the blue pill, he says, you can take the red pill, you can wake up in the morning and you can forget all of this ever happened, or you can take the blue pill and you can see how deep the rabbit hole goes. Well, once you understand how you can build this automated marketing machine, you can't unlearn it. You will look at the world in a different way and you will look at your marketing processes in a different way. So just a word of warning, you can't unlearn what I'm about to teach you. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to focus on how you can grow your business and your time off if you do this well. And that is without actually working harder. This is not one of those things where you're going to be told you've got to work like double the number of hours to get to the point where you can succeed. And this also works without wasting literally thousands of pounds on marketing agencies that don't deliver. When I ran a financial planning business, we did waste a lot of money on marketing agencies, and I'm not sure that I can think of one that actually delivered anything close to what they promised. We can do marketing in the professional services space without looking desperate. I know a lot of people are really worried about that. And also without employing lots more people, because, I think at the moment it's as difficult to hire good people as it has ever been. And so therefore we need strategies that we can work on without employing more people. And also, read the hidden message within this slide. But you don't need a degree in marketing. You don't need to dig deep into marketing courses to really know how to market a professional services business. Because in professional services, really the biggest barrier to our marketing is trust. Whether you're a financial advisor, accountant, solicitor, other professional service business, when the consumers see marketing from those companies, it tends to be seen with a huge amount of skepticism. They tend to think, oh, it's somebody that's just trying to take, a commission from the work that they do with us. So actually, marketing is our biggest barrier is that trust. And what we need to do is really kind of highlight the pain points that the ideal client has. We need to agitate that pain because it's that gets them to start taking action, because the marketing that you do should actually deliver people to taking action. And then you should have a system where you're ready to receive, where you're ready to receive the marketing leads at that point, and at the point of which the client is ready to take action. But you may be asking, well, who is Charlie Redding? Why would I listen to him on this subject? Well, I used to run a company called Efficient Portfolio, and I have been through this same battle. It was a professional services, truly independent financial planning business. And, for years we battled with this stuff. I was struggling with too much work and spending too much of my time trying to find clients, some of which were ideal clients, but a lot of which weren't. And I was drowning in admin. I was working too many hours, and what I did was I decided that I needed to change things. I sought out the best coaches in the world. So I sought out business coaches, life coaches, futuristic coaches, public speaking coaches, marketing coaches. And I literally spent hundreds of thousands of pounds on being coached by the best people in the world. I read over 300 business books. And what I found was that line that I shared with you a minute ago, which is success leaves clues. I found that the success of these people left clues, but only certain ones really worked in the professional services space. But what I found over time was when I tried all of these different strategies, the ones that did work allowed me to build what became known as one of the top financial planning practices in the UK. And in 2015, I had a book published called The Dream Retirement: How to Secure Your Money and Retire Happy. And actually, that was the first of four books. And that book led on to a bit of a roller coaster of success for us as a business. I started getting featured on the radio, on the national radio regularly, on TV, on the cover of industry magazines, speaking on the stage in front of literally like all stages all around the world, literally in front of thousands and thousands of people. And actually, usually on the topic of marketing a professional services business, because that's what we got known for. We got known for building these client magnets and delivering a consistent flow of over 300 of our ideal clients every year and generating literally millions of pounds worth of new revenue each year. But we did it in such a way that it could actually be done whether I was at work or not. Because for the last 10 years, I've taken 3 months of every year off. And that 3 months has allowed me to kind of spend time with my family and children growing up. I've traveled the world. I've done Ironmans, ultra marathons, all of this sort of stuff. So I spend a lot of time training and keep myself in the best shape I can possibly be. But it really has that three months of every year I've taken for over 10 years now. But that was whilst the business was growing at 50% year on year. Because what I really kind of learned, and it's taken a bit of reflection since selling Efficient Portfolio to think about this, but what I really learned was there was kind of three phases that I went through in my business journey. There was definitely that first phase where it was really all about getting growth. I needed to get exponential growth in the business, and that was about finding as many ideal clients as I possibly could, because ultimately, what nobody really warned me when I started a financial planning business that the most tricky bit wasn't becoming the best financial planner that was possible. It was actually finding the right clients and the ideal clients. That was the tricky bit. Really, once you'd mastered financial planning, it wasn't difficult to create a great financial planning process. The difficult bit was finding enough of the right clients in the first place. So definitely the first phase of my entrepreneurial journey was just focusing on growth and finding the right clients and building that up and making it scalable, but making it also a system that worked without me. And then what I found was I ran out of time. I mastered that. I created loads of systems that would generate us our ideal clients. But then I ran out of time and I was working every hour God sends. And that's where I realized, okay, actually now I need to take a step back from this and I need to automate this so that this happens whether I'm there or not. And that was when I really worked out that I could create this balanced business life. So I could have 3 months of every year off and still have the business growing. And then finally, the secret to how I was able to sell the business and actually sell it for what I perceived to be double the market value at the time. And that's because I then learned how to build it into a self-driving business. So that business worked whether I was there or not. It operated whether I could have taken more than 3 months if I wanted to. And that's what made it its most valuable, most successful. It was saleable and scalable. And that's what we call this self-driving business. And that's really, I think, the three phases I went through before I then decided it was time to sell that business. And so what we do where we've now decided to help and share the secrets to our success is if you're in that stage where you're looking to build more ideal clients, which is what we're talking about today, it's really about, we built the Ideal Client Magnet to help you build a system that delivers you ideal clients to your door, whether you're working or not. And then what we did was for those people that get to that problem that I then got to next, which is they then end up with no work-life balance because they become too successful. Then we built the time back business breakthrough to help people kind of get their time back and have that same success, but in less time. And then finally, we built this visionary-driven business concept. So how do you create that saleable and scalable business that is completely self-driving? And today, I just want to start with focusing on this ideal client magnet because ultimately, the Trusted Team, which is the business I created once I sold Efficient Portfolio, is there to help other business owners, particularly in professional services, grow their business while working less and enjoying more. And that's kind of the background that I've come from and why I'm doing what I do now. And this hasn't just worked for me. With the Trusted Team, we've been coaching other people. One of those people is Nitesh, who runs a number of different businesses, but one of those is Rutland Web Designer. And he says that, since joining the Trusted Team, he's seen exponential growth, but he's taking a whole lot more time off than he's ever had before, which is amazing. And then there's Matt, who runs Accelerate Advisor Solutions. So that's a power planning company. And so you can outsource and optimize your financial planning business using Accelerate Advisor Solutions. And Matt has built that business to the point where he's now got an actual waiting list of his ideal clients, which is amazing. And it's all using the systems that we're talking about today. So give me the next 45 minutes and I'll break down our entire system for you. And I'll show you how you can build a marketing machine that runs whether you sleep, whether you're working or whether you're sleeping, and not one that attracts just anyone, but one that attracts your ideal clients, not okay clients, not just rubbish clients like a lot of the marketing approaches that you will see, but one that attracts your ideal clients. Because if you're on this training right now, there's a good chance that you might be kind of dealing with unprofitable clients. Maybe you've got clients coming to you, but they're not really the right clients. They're not that profitable, and you're becoming a kind of a busy fool, perhaps. You're working really hard, but not actually generating that much revenue. And so what you can do is if you build the right system, then you can actually have way more time either focusing on the bits of the job that you love or on the things away from work that you love. And perhaps, you're working long hours trying to find those clients at the moment, when really, actually, if you do it right, you can put your feet up and let the system, you can do it once and have it happen repeatedly to deliver you the right clients. And what I'm talking about today really works very well for professional service firms. So think accountants, solicitors, financial advisors, architects, nutritionists. Now, I'm not saying what I'm about to share with you doesn't work for kind of more physical-based businesses, whether that be a property construction business or something like that. Of course, a lot of these principles still do work, but not all of them work as well, and it's not designed for them. And also, kind of, this isn't really the right fit if you just want to carry on working 50, 60 hours a week and you want to just kind of spend your time all going to networking events the whole time trying to find that next client. And it's also definitely not for you if you'd rather be working instead of doing other stuff outside of work. If all you want to do is work, then probably you might as well just stick doing what you're doing. But if you do want to see your family grow up, or you do want to spend your time looking after your own fitness and health, then this is an approach that is going to really help you. And this is also probably not the right approach if you're out to save the world and you don't really care about making any money. If you're just happy to run an unprofitable business and you want to help everyone on the planet, whether it's profitable or not, then probably this isn't the right approach for you either. Okay, so with that in mind, let's dive in. I want to show you today how you can create a stream of your ideal clients while you sleep. I want to show you how you can position yourself as the standout solution to those ideal clients. I want to show you how you can generate warmer leads so that they trust you instantly. As soon as they make contact with you, they already have that trust. I'm going to show you how you can get others to market your business for free. And I'm going to show you how you can ensure that your marketing works while you don't. So let's dive into the ideal client magnet. And that is actually, the way that I think is I always think in frameworks. And so I've built out the ideal client magnet framework so that it resonates with me. It makes it more memorable for you. It makes it more memorable for me. When I speak on these sorts of things, I don't want notes. I just want to speak about the topic that I know and love. So I need frameworks to think about it. But it also, for you guys as the consumer, that framework makes it more memorable. It makes it easier for you to follow. And so therefore, if we want to start by building, if we want to start attracting the ideal client, what we really need to know is that we need to know what the powerful message is behind what we do. Now, there's lots of examples I could use in this bit, but the one I'm going to share with you is the message behind retirement and the dream retirement in particular, because I was specializing in retirement. I'd almost fallen into specializing in retirement planning accidentally. I was one of the few people in the UK that did the highest qualification in pension examination back in the early 2000s. There wasn't really many people that had done that. And so as a natural result of that, I ended up getting better and better clients coming to us with regards to specifically retirement planning. And so I'd seen quite a few of these. I hadn't ever said that I wanted to focus on retirement planning, but that's what had happened naturally as a result of those qualifications. And I remember listening to a piece of research that was done by Professor Joseph Zeimler, and it was actually on the Freakonomics radio. And I remember listening to this research, and it was actually about how, whilst we crave early retirement, it actually was a detriment to our health. We think that work would be bad for our health and retirement would be good for our health. But this research that Professor Joseph Zeimler did meant that actually, and it was done on blue collar workers in Austria, where a change in the employment insurance system presented a unique opportunity for him to assess how, when different people retired at different ages, how it impacted their longevity. And what he found was, whilst we crave this early retirement, it actually shortened our lifespan. And it kind of got me thinking about all of the conversations I'd had about retirement. And it made me realize that actually, when I'd spoken to all of these clients about retirement, yes, money was a concern and they needed to have enough money that they meant they could sleep at night. But actually, what they also needed and what worried them was that they needed enough purpose to get up in the morning, and they needed the health and well-being to ensure that they could actually live out the retirement that they wanted. And ultimately, that's why I wrote the Dream Retirement. I wrote the Dream Retirement to help people from the finance point of view, because that's what I was, my experience led me to. But I also gave them what they wanted as well as what they needed. So I knew they needed the financial help, but I knew they wanted the purpose and the health and well-being piece in the lead up to, because it worried them actually just as much as the finances. And so the reason I tell you this story is because every time I wanted to introduce the concept of the dream retirement, I would reference this Dr. Joseph Seilermüller's research, because it explained why I thought it was so important that we talked about the dream retirement. Ultimately, what they say in marketing is you should sell whole, not the drill. And that's exactly what I was trying to do. I was trying to sell them this concept of, that everyone wants the dream retirement. No one wants a pension. Everyone wants the dream retirement. But I think we need to dig deeper on this, really, because nobody also wants a hole in their wall, do they? Why do they want a hole in the wall? Well, perhaps they want a hole in the wall because they want to put the shelves up to kind of give them a bookshelf behind them in Zoom so they look really smart. Or perhaps they want a shelf up so that because they said that to their wife that they would do it and they know they'll get brownie points for doing that. So we've really got, if we want our marketing to resonate, we've got to understand kind of the why beneath our clients. And that's why one of the reasons why, if we dive into this approach, we can deliver a far more impactful message. And so this concept of the why beneath is how we've helped clients kind of really create marketing that resonates with their ideal clients. And one of the pieces of the jigsaw within that is the principle of storytelling. So I told you the story of Dr. Joseph Zeimler, and stories make marketing so much more impactful. The reason there's a toy horse on the screen here is some guys decided to buy a whole load of different random items off eBay. They spent $250 on a whole load of random items, one of which was a toy horse. So they bought this toy horse for $1. All they did was immediately relist it on eBay, exactly the same toy horse, but the only difference was they added a story to the description. So the story around the toy horse was something along the lines of it was their daughter's toy horse. She'd gone off to university and they were clearing out the bedroom. And that toy horse, the toy horse they'd bought for $1, sold for $102. A Globe paperweight they bought for $1.59 sold for $197. And the $250 they spent on these random items, they managed to turn into $8,000 just by adding stories. So stories make our marketing so much more compelling. You know, facts tell, stories sell. So when we come to building our marketing and trying to kind of really have that impact, we need to understand the process of storytelling. And if you take the film The Lion King has the great sort of framework of storytelling woven within it. So we see Simba at the start, we see the circle of life and Simba is born, and we're kind of getting that scene setting, and then we're kind of building on that scene, and we're understanding, you know, the different role of different people within that are important to Simba, and then at the end of Act One, there's this loss. Simba loses Mufasa, his father, and this is this is where we now have massive buy-in. We've set the scene, but now our main character has gone through a devastating loss. So then we go into scene two. We then have the help of Pumbaa and Simone, and actually the meeting of the guru. The guru in the Lion King is Rafiki, and Rafiki, you know, whacks Simba on the head and says, "Oh, you know, it doesn't matter, it's in the past." And he kind of guides him back to where really he should be. And you know, we have this lesson, and the guru is guiding him through that journey. And then he has this struggle with, do I go back and do I stay? And he meets Nala again, and Nala helps him on that journey. And there's this struggle to kind of go through, you know, what's the right path. And then he goes back and battles with Scar, and that's tough and difficult, but eventually he becomes the Lion King. So if you understand the story of the art of storytelling, not only can you see it in the different, you know, when you understand this mechanism, you can see it in almost every film, in almost every TV series, in almost every book. And if we understand the power of storytelling, it can have a massive impact on our marketing. So that's one of the reasons why the first thing you need to do is you need to build a story playbook. And then the second thing is you need to build the most important story of all, which is the story that positions you as the expert in front of your ideal clients. And so that's how you get that message out there. The next piece of the jigsaw within the ideal client magnet is to know what's the audience that you need to go after. Who is that ideal client? And one of the best examples I can tell you of this is a guy called Paddy Lund. Now, he was a dentist in Sydney, and at the time in Australia, there was massive problems with mental health issues in dentists in Australia. And he actually was stood on Sydney Harbour Bridge waiting to jump off, ready to jump off, because he was so stressed about his work. And then he realized that actually, no, he wasn't going to take his own life. He was going to go back to his practice and write a letter. So he wrote this letter, basically said, I was just about to jump off Sydney Harbour Bridge because I hate doing what I do, but I'm going to change it up. And to 95% of his clients, that letter finished with, here's a list of other Australian dentists. Please take your business to one of them. To just 5% of his clients, that letter said, and you are one of the few clients that I want to keep. So please, I want to thank you for your business, and I want to carry on serving you. He got rid of 95% of his clients overnight. But what happened was he became world renowned for building the best dentistry practice. He was speaking on stages all around the world about how he changed his practice. Because what he did was he realized only 5% of his clients were actually his ideal clients. And drilling down into your ideal clients is really important. You might have more than one ideal client. So when I ran Efficient Portfolio, we decided we had 3 ideal clients, but we also needed future ideal clients. So we had clients that were leading in the lead up to retirement. So, for example, I wrote the Dream Retirement for those clients. We had the clients that were post-retirement, those people that were much more focused on inheritance tax planning. We had the entrepreneurs that were great clients and a different type of client. So I wrote Entrepreneurial Happiness for them. And then we wanted the future ideal client was the people that were successful, but at the start of their financial planning journey. So I wrote Smart Money, how to create financial freedom for them. So we really knew, but I've given you a very high level of what those ideal clients were, but we knew really in great detail what each of those ideal clients looked like, because only then can you build your marketing solutions around what they do. And so that's one of the reasons why one of the most important things within your marketing, and one of the things we help our clients with, is really understanding what this ideal client niche is. Because only when you do that can you design a marketing machine that's going to deliver you the right people at and cost effectively. Otherwise, you could be wasting a huge amount of money marketing to the wrong clients. And then when you really understand that, it's important to understand their pain and what where they see their opportunities and where they're most concerned. And to explain that, I'm going to tell you the story of when Sir Alex Ferguson tried to recruit Gazza. So Gazza was the top football prodigy at the time. He's playing for Newcastle United, but they were going to sell him. And Manchester United and Sir Alex Ferguson were desperate to sign him. So Fergie, in his book Leading, tells the story of where him and Bobby Charlton, another Geordie who'd played for England, went to try and recruit Gazza. And they were willing to throw everything at this and do anything they could to sign Gazza, but they failed. And Manchester United, the biggest club in the UK at the time, could have really done anything from a financial point of view to sign Gazza. But the reason that Gazza ended up signing for Tottenham Hotspur instead of Manchester United was because Spurs offered to buy Gazza's mum a house in Sunderland. Now, at the time, a house in Sunderland didn't cost a lot of money. Could Sir Alex Ferguson have done that? Could Manchester United have done that? Absolutely. Did they know that that was the most important thing to Gazza? No, because they didn't ask the right questions. So only when you ask the right questions do you really understand what stresses out your client, where they see their opportunities, what worries them, what keeps them awake at night, and what is going to lead them into action. And if you ask the right questions, then you can get under the skin of your ideal client, which means then when you redesign your marketing for your next ideal clients, they immediately take action because you're agitating their pain and you're giving them a solution to the opportunity they want to seize. So that's how what we do within the Trusted Team is we do what we call the ideal client SWOT, but also then what we do is there's something called the 6 human needs, which I haven't got time to go into today. But if you truly understand what your ideal clients' 6 human needs are, then you can build marketing that really resonates with them, and it has so much more impact when they see it. They want to come to you because you're speaking their language. The next piece of the ideal client magnet is to position you as the guru. Because what you need is when your clients see it, they need to see you as the guru in that space so that when it's the right time to act, because you might not be marketing to them at the right time, but at the point of which it is the right time for them to act, the only place they're going to go to is the person they see as the guru in that space. And you need to put yourself into that position. You need to build trust and influence. And so much, create so much value and so much, put yourself on that podium so that when they take action, there is only one place they are going to go and do that. And one of the best ways you can do that, but not the only way by any means, there's loads of different ways you can do that. One of the best ways you can do that is writing a book. You know, when I wrote The Dream Retirement, I positioned myself as the guru in front of our ideal clients. That book made me over £1 million in income, the fees that we could directly attribute to the book. I'm sure it made me way more than that. Over the years, but we could directly attribute that. And actually, to be honest, we stopped counting way before I sold Efficient Portfolio. But that book also led on to me being featured, as I said, on TV, covers of industry magazines, radio. But so that book helped me get that. But that is also a great way of positioning yourself as the expert and positioning yourself as the guru, is getting onto third-party platforms that again build that trust. The same applies for speaking on stages. You know, the book helped me do that, but also by speaking on stages, they could see, you know, when I spoke in front of 11,000 of the top financial advisors from around the globe at a conference in Miami. That gives me kudos. And when I share that with my ideal clients, they see that I must be the guru, the expert on this subject if I'm being asked to speak to 11,000 of my peers from around the globe. And what that does is it helps you position yourself so well when you meet those ideal clients. I remember we got approached by a really wealthy, really successful couple. It wasn't this particular couple. But if only. But we go approach him, and he was really busy. I was really busy. We just couldn't make our diaries match. So I felt really guilty. But I said, "Look, I'm really sorry." It was a really wealthy client, so it would normally have been me that would have seen them in the business at the time. I said, "I'm really sorry. I just can't make this work. I'm going to get Tom who was my number two at the time, to lead you through this journey, and I'll try and duck in and say hi if I can." So I felt really guilty that I couldn't help these particular clients myself. But when I did duck my head in, and just for literally 5 minutes of their meeting in between my meetings, and I just popped in, I realized that they weren't feeling anything other than huge gratitude for the fact that they'd got 5 minutes with me. And I realized what had happened was the book and the marketing and everything else that we'd done had positioned me to such a point where they were just really grateful for me popping in and saying hi for 5 minutes. And that was all I did throughout their financial planning process. But it positioned me in such a great place. And it really caught me by surprise until after I sort of looked back and thought, what has happened here? So it's really powerful to do this. You can build courses around it. Like with my book Entrepreneurial Happiness, we built a whole course around that as well. And now obviously with a trusted team, we've kind of taken that to a whole nother level. So we want to build these attraction marketing devices that just keep pulling in. They don't have to be booked. There's loads of examples of different types of attraction marketing devices. I haven't got time to go through them all now, but whether it's quiz funnels and things like that. So for example, we have the Entrepreneurial Happiness Scoreboard. You can go to the Trusted Teams website. You can complete that. You can see how you're doing on the Entrepreneurial Happiness scoreboard, see whether, which boxes you've got ticked, which boxes you haven't, where you can work. So there's so many different ways that you can build attraction marketing devices that can position you as the expert. And that's one of the ways that we help the Trusted Team clients, is through this expert lead accelerator and really positioning you as the guru. The next piece that we need to focus on is how you nurture those clients and really kind of make the most of the opportunities once they start to see you. And one of the ways you can do this is through the power of reversing the risk. So I don't know if you've ever seen Osprey's marketing, but Osprey do this incredible marketing opportunity with their bags, where they'll give you a lifetime guarantee. They'll literally say you could have been using our bag for 40 years, and if it eventually breaks, We'll repair it for you or replace it. And they actually had a customer go back to them after 40 years and say, it's finally broken. And they gave him a new bag. Now, yes, it cost them a new bag, but the marketing opportunity they did around that was amazing. But people feel comfortable buying an Osprey bag because of that guarantee. That you've reversed the risk. They've basically said if this bag doesn't last me a long time, they're going to repair it or give me a new one. So it's brilliant in terms of positioning yourself as the expert. And whether it's Warby Parker, whether it's Tesla, whether it's John Lewis, or whether it's Zappos, there's so many different guarantees out there that allow us to reverse the risk. And in fact, the Trusted Team, we've built this. So, for if you come to a Trusted Team workshop, you sign up to be coached by us to help you grow your business whilst working less. And you come along to that first workshop and you go, do you know what? Actually, I've misunderstood this. This isn't the right fit for me. Whatever it is, no questions asked. We'll give you a 100% refund. So that's what we call the Trusted Team Satisfaction Guarantee. Basically removes any risk. You can come, you can try out, come to the workshop, you can get the full experience, you can get a day's worth of coaching. And if you decide it's not right for you, no questions asked, we'll give you your money back, because ultimately we only want people in the Trusted Team coaching that actually want to be there. So that's one of the ways that you can reverse the risk. With our courses, something I'll come on to later on, we do a different type of satisfaction guarantee. So we can say that, if after your first session within one of the courses, it's not right for you, you don't like it, it's not going to help you, it's the wrong fit, again, we'll give you a 100% refund. We're so confident that the content that we put out is so good that we're happy to make this offer. And it basically removes the risk from the consumer, which is what we're trying to do in our business. And there's actually 8 different ways that you can reverse the risk within your business. I don't have time to go into it now, but ultimately, if you do, if you work through processes like we created the risk reversal revolution, if you understand that and you work through that process, then you can actually you can make your clients an offer where they go, I'd be stupid not to accept this. I get to try this amazing solution that they're offering at no risk to me. So why wouldn't I do that? So that's kind of how we nurture. One of the ways, there's actually several ways that we do it, but that's one of the ways that we nurture those clients when they start to engage with our marketing. The next thing that we want to do is we want to get other people, to do the work for us. And to do that, we've got to get them to endorse what we do. And there's a few ways that we can do that. I'm going to focus on one in particular, and that is the power of building communities and making you very easy to refer. So people love being part of a community. Clients like being part of a tribe, being part of a community. We found that when we did golf days or dinners or all that sort of stuff, they loved being part of that community. And they actually wanted to help you expand that community when they felt part of that community. So if you position it right, your existing ideal clients will do a lot of your marketing for you. But there's ways to get them doing it for you quicker, faster, more efficiently. And one of the ways is to make what you do really kind of be the talk of the conversation at a dinner party. I'll give you an example. With Tom's shoes, when you buy a pair of Tom's shoes, they donate a second pair of shoes to a needy child. So in other words, you get your lovely pair of Tom's shoes, but a child in Africa or somewhere else equally as impoverished gets a free pair of shoes. Now that's the sort of thing that has people talking about Tom's shoes at a dinner party, which, guess what, makes them more likely to refer them on to others. And in fact, if let's say you were a customer of Tom's shoes, and not only did you know that a child, an impoverished child got a free pair of shoes because you'd bought your Tom's shoes, but you had a referral link that you could give to your mate. Probably at that conversation at the dinner party, not only have you sold the concept of Tom's shoes, but you've given them a discount code to get them to buy a pair as well. So the important thing if you're going to get referrals is to really stand out and make what you do really talkable. And there's lots of ways that you can do that. But it's not just about standing out. It's also about positioning yourself correctly so that the clients and customers actually feel almost compelled to give you referrals. So if you read the amazing book, Influence by Dr. Cialdini, he talks about this incredible story of where they write to complete strangers. They write Christmas cards to complete strangers. On the back, they write their name and address. And it's something like 50% or maybe even more than that of the cases, they get a Christmas card back from the complete stranger. So why has that happened? Why has a complete stranger sent somebody a Christmas card just because they received one? Well, it's this power of reciprocity. So when we are given something, we feel compelled that we have to give back. We have to give something back. So you can use this power of reciprocity in building out a referral process. And there's actually, like key steps to building out a really great referral process. And you can use gifting, whether that's your own stuff or whether that's other stuff. And if you understand how you build out a proper gifting and referral process using, we do it called through the referral revolution, then you can actually build an automated process that has your existing ideal clients referring you to more and more of your future ideal clients, so that your existing ideal clients do your marketing for you if you build the correct type of referral process. Not only that, but other businesses can do the same for you as well. So we actually have a whole piece called the Partnership Playbook. So for example, when I ran that financial planning business, we used to get a huge amount of referrals from accountants, solicitors, estate agents, all those sorts of people that had the same ideal clients as us, but that weren't in competition with us. And by doing that over the years, we understood, we did it with many firms, and we learned what worked really well and what didn't work well, and how did we make those relationships really kind of accelerate that referral process for us. So we do that with a trusted team through the Partnership Playbook. And then finally, if we want to really build a marketing solution that has huge impact and huge buy-in from the clients, we've got to be able to explain the transformation that the client is going to get, and what do they benefit from when they come to see you and you take them on your journey. And I remember when we were recruiting for a marketing agency, which, by the way, at the end, I remember which agency we used, and they didn't deliver what we had hoped for. But we met 3 different marketing agencies, had a meeting with each, and at the end of each of those meetings, I said to them, but I still have no idea how you're actually going to help me. What process are you going to take me on? This is where I am today. Where are you going to lead me to? And what's the steps between now and then that are going to get me there? Not one of those marketing agencies had clearly explained to me what process, what journey they were going to take me on. And so we did end up signing up with one of them, but it blew my mind that 3 marketing agencies, and none of them could explain how they were going to take me on a journey from my current pain to pains resolved and me maximizing my opportunities. And it's a really, really important part of business and your marketing. So you should absolutely have a phenomenal process, what we call a phenomenal process, where it clearly documents the journey that the client is going to go on and how you're going to take them from their current worries and missing their opportunities to really having the peace of mind, seizing those opportunities, eliminating those concerns. And so if you do this well, then they go, well, yes, I am currently here and I want to get to there. So obviously I'm going to use it. An example of this I shared with you at the start of this webinar. So the 3-step entrepreneur's journey is absolutely an example of the phenomenal process. You go through this journey of, at first stage of the business is I've got to focus on growth, finding as many of our ideal clients as possible. Then you get super busy, so you run out of time, and then you've kind of got this no work-life balance problem, and then you kind of crack that, but you're still very much running the business, and then you kind of have to go through this journey of learning how you take yourself out of the way of the business so that it becomes saleable and scalable. And of course, how does Trusted Team help you with that? Well, we have this ideal client magnet that helps you build this marketing machine that delivers you loads of ideal clients much quicker than if you work it out for yourself. Then when you become focused on the work-life balance piece, we've got the Time Back Business Breakthrough, which will help you realign the work-life balance and have that business growing whilst you work less. And then finally, we've got the visionary driven business where we show you how to make that business really kind of run by a leadership team so that you only have to be there as much or as little as you want to. And that's where the business becomes saleable and scalable, which is what most people are trying to do. Whether you want to sell your business or not, definitely if you get it to that point, it's at its most valuable because it'll run whether you're there or not. And then you can choose whether you want to sell it or whether you kind of still carry on doing parts of that business that you love, but you let other people do everything else. So the way we help people with that is this phenomenal process producer, which is kind of helping you really kind of explain how you take those ideal clients from experiencing their current pain to on a journey to maximizing their opportunities and eliminating those concerns. So that is a summary of the ideal client magnet. And really what we've looked at is you kind of getting that message really clear, knowing who you're targeting, positioning yourself as the guru in front of them, nurturing them and removing the risk that those people perceive that is there to engage in you, getting other people to endorse what you do and doing your marketing for you, and being able to explain the transformation that client goes on. That if you master all of those, then you can create this constant flow of your ideal clients without even trying. So I'd just like you to imagine for a minute, what would that mean to you if you had this constant flow of your ideal clients turning up in your diary, whether you worked or not? What would it mean to you? To me, it gave me the freedom to spend 3 months of every year, traveling the world, doing these amazing experiences with my family, kind of keeping myself in the best shape possible, doing the activities that I loved. What would it mean to you? What would it mean to you if you had this ideal client marketing machine built and raring to go and doing the work for you while you slept, traveled, did whatever you wanted to do? Because I'll share with you a quote from Tony Robbins, and that is, if you do the same today as you did yesterday, you'll get the same results tomorrow as you got today. So what do you need to do differently to make sure that the results you get tomorrow and next year and 5 years from now are way better than the results you're currently getting? Well, this is where we go back to the matrix. You've really got two paths. You can go back to doing what you've always done, and you'll get the same results as you've always got. Or you can make a change and you can take some action and you can actually learn, like I said, success leaves clues. You can learn from other people have been through literally, thousands, over £100,000, hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of coaching, read 300 books, and kind of siphon down the bits that work. Because what you really need is, if you want to succeed in this, you need to know, how to build that referral process that delivers you way more clients without it even costing you any money. How do you position yourself as the expert or the guru in front of those ideal clients so there's only one place they're going to go to? You need to understand how the marketing turns your ideal clients' heads. You really get that message right. Understand how you build it so that it does it whether you're working or not. Build the trust before they ever meet you, so that they just already warm to you, and how you use partnerships to actually market your business for you. So if you'd like to learn how to do all of that, I've got an opportunity that I would like to share with you that can give you the path to succeeding in terms of delivering your ideal clients and building an automated marketing machine. So what we've built is we've built the Ideal Client Magnet course. And this will take you on a detailed journey as to how you actually do this. And like I said, I've spent literally hundreds of thousands on coaching and reading over 300 business books. And this is the best ideas that I have found from all of those different sources that work for professional service firms, because I've learned a huge amount, but a lot of it was irrelevant or didn't work in professional services. And I want to share with you, I want to fast track that process for you and share with you what you can do to get the greatest gains in a professional service business. So the Ideal Client Magnet course is an investment of just £1,997. Now, an ideal client to us when I was running Efficient Portfolio was about £20,000 worth of fee revenue. We decided we reckoned about £10,000 worth of fee revenue in the first year, and really, I mean, we didn't ever lost any clients. So, but we would say typically a client was worth £3,000 a year to us. So £20,000 is actually a very conservative estimate. But what's an ideal client worth to you over the lifetime of them being a client? And just think about how that is in relation to an investment of just 1997. However, hold fire, sit tight, and I might have something to make that even more appealing for you if you sit tight until the end of this webinar. So who is this course for? Well, it's definitely designed for professional service-based businesses like accountants, solicitors, financial advisors, architects, nutritionists. All of those people I've just said have been through this course and got huge value out of it. It's not really designed for those physical businesses like construction businesses. It's also definitely not designed for those people with a closed mindset. You see, this guy's got his arms crossed. It's not designed for you if you love working long hours and you'd rather do that than see your family grow up. And it's not really designed for those people that are trying to build a charity rather than a business and are happy to deal with unprofitable clients. But what you need if you want to succeed in this area, there's really three things that you need to be successful. The first thing you need is detailed but simplified training. I can simplify a lot of the complexities that I had to learn and try within Efficient Portfolio to get you to success far quicker. The next thing you need is specific guides to fast track the build. How can you build some of this stuff really quickly, just get it out there so much quicker than most people do, or that it took me to do, to be honest. I'll give you one example of that in a minute. And then you want to learn from others' mistakes, learn from what we've done in over 25 years in financial services, and learn. There's a lot of mistakes in that, a lot of wasted money, most of which was on marketing agencies that promised, this torrent of ideal clients, and they delivered a trickle of bad fit clients instead. So within that course, within the Ideal Client Magnet course, we'll dive into the why beneath, which I shared with you a bit earlier, which is really about getting the message right. How do you make the message of what you're talking about really powerful so that people buy into it straight away? We'll go through the concept of the story playbook, how you build out the stories within your business that can have the greatest impact with your marketing. And particularly within that, we'll share with you how you construct your expert story so that whether you've got 30 seconds or 30 minutes to share why you're the best person on the planet to serve those ideal clients, we'll show you, we'll show you how you do that. We'll go into the ideal client niche, how you really understand which clients you should be targeting, because it can massively save you, it will save you so much money in your marketing, but it also means that your marketing resonates so much better when it's in front of your ideal clients. And you can understand what really is at the heart of your ideal clients by diving into their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, really kind of going deep on that so that the marketing resonates, and understanding their human needs and how you can get them to take action when they see your marketing. We can go through the Expert Lead Accelerator, which is how we position you as the guru in front of those ideal clients. And we'll obviously within this course, we'll include the referral revolution, which is how you build out this amazing repeatable, scalable referral process so that it just happens automatically within your business, but generates amazing warm referrals from your existing ideal clients. How you reverse the risk so that they feel, like they'd be stupid not to take you up on the offer that you're giving them. How you explain that transformational process, that transformational journey you're going to take them on so that they can feel comfortable moving forward and engaging with you. And how you also use other firms like we used to use accountancy practices and solicitors to refer those clients into us, those firms that had the same clients as us but that weren't in competition with us. We can show you the process to get those partnerships working amazingly well. So this course is broken up into 16 virtual training sessions. I'd suggest you could probably do one a week easily. You could go faster than that if you wanted to, but 16 sessions once a week. And obviously that's not just for you, that's for your team too. So if you want your team to build out the referral process, you just give them the referral revolution and go, here you go, watch this, go through this process, and then implement the ideas that you come out with. So really, ultimately, this is about helping you grow your business whilst working less. And it's empowering not just you, but also your team to really kind of take this forward and really advance the business. And we do that by obviously going through the 6 steps in the ideal client magnet that I have shared with you at a high level throughout this webinar. But I did sort of hint that I would reward those people that took action now and make you a bit of an extra offer over and above what I've already told you the price of the Ideal Client Magnet course is. So for those people that take action and book onto this straight away and over the course before the end of today, then I want to give you some extra bonuses to make sure that you have the greatest opportunity of success. So I'm a huge believer that AI can help us get there faster than we've ever got before, and particularly in the marketing space. So there's so many things that you need to do within your marketing that can be done way quicker if you understand how to use the power of AI. So as a bonus for if you sign up to the Ideal Client Magnet now, I'm going to give you a session that we call Unleash the Power of AI, how to grow your business faster whilst working less. I'll give you that completely free as a bonus for signing up now. And because I believe that a book is so powerful as part of your marketing armory, I'll give you a separate session which we call How to Write a Business Book, which will show you how you can do that really kind of efficiently. I've written 4 business books. I'm nearly finished my 5th business book, and what I've learned in that journey is that I've gone from it taking me 3 years to taking 3 months to write a book, and I can show you how you can do that. Not only that, all of the kind of key messages that I've talked about today are in a book, the version 2.0 of my book, Entrepreneurial Happiness. So if you sign up for this course now, I'll send you a physical copy of Entrepreneurial Happiness so that you can read that along your journey or pass it to one of your team members. And in addition to that, and by the way, we only have a kind of very limited number of these. So this is definitely on a first come, first serve basis and worth over £1,000 just in its own right. I'll give you an hour of my time if you sign up today and book onto the Ideal Client Magnet course now. Then I will give you an hour of my coaching to see how we can kind of really fast track that process and see how you can really succeed in your business. My diary gets really booked up. I don't make a huge amount of time available for these calls because I still have 3 months of every year off. But on a first come, first serve basis, those that sign up can book the Better Future coaching call with me. We'll also give you, I'm a really big believer that goal setting is a huge part of your success. So I'll give you, we have a workshop, it's a 3-hour workshop called Living a Limitless Life that we normally sell for £397. We'll give you that for free as well. So there's a 3-hour workshop on helping you set better goals and doing what the top 1% of people do. So we'll throw that in as a bonus as well. Plus, we'll give you permission to use this with your team. So if you want to sign up to this, but you want to share it with your team, we're absolutely fine with this. And we promise that that's a lifetime guarantee. So you have lifetime access to this stuff. So I want to ask you a question. What is it worth to you if you could deliver an extra, let's say 300 ideal clients per year into your business? What would that be worth to you in pounds, shillings, and pence? Then what would it be worth to you if you got your time back? So you didn't have to spend your time doing that marketing, whether that's attending networking meetings or going to events you didn't want to go to or all that sort of stuff. What would that be worth to get you that time back? And then finally, what would it be worth for you when having got that time back? What would it be worth to you if you could focus purely on the one or two elements of the business that you absolutely love and you got rid of all of that other stuff? What would that really be worth to you? You know, my instinct is that's worth not like tens of thousands of pounds, but hundreds of thousands of pounds. And possibly if that allows you the time to look after your own physical health and well-being and to spend time with your children growing up and your important relationships, you know, maybe that's priceless. And what are we charging for this course? Well, if you break it down to, if you did that course over let's say 3 months, then you're talking about the cost of a hole puncher on a day per day for that course to create what it could be worth hundreds, if not millions of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of pounds worth of revenue to your business. Okay. So what I said is that for the Ideal Client Magnet course, it's an investment of just 1997, and that includes the Limitless Life Workshop, includes the Unleash the Power of AI, includes the coaching call, assuming you act quickly enough to get one of those limited slots. It includes how you can write a business book, which is another session that's really powerful. And will fast track everything you do. It includes a physical copy of Entrepreneurial Happiness. It includes giving access to your team, and that is lifetime access. But I said I would reward people that took action today. So if you're willing to take action today and book onto this course now, then I have a special offer for you. What we'll do for a limited time only, we will give you 50% off all of that. And not only that, we'll still offer that satisfaction guarantee that I offered for you earlier, I mentioned earlier. So if after the first session, you're not completely happy with what you've got, then no questions asked. We'll just give you a full refund. Obviously, that's only after the first session. You can't do the whole course because that would be somewhat disingenuous. But you know, this hasn't worked just worked for Efficient Portfolio and my different businesses. I actually have a multiple range of different businesses. But this has worked for lots of other people too. I shared a couple earlier. Claire runs a nutrition business. She's a dietitian, a clinical dietitian and nutritionist. And the Trusted Team has helped her build this incredible marketing machine that, you know, works whether she does or not. Another example, I love this example, is Bhavesh has used what he learned on AI and from the ideas in the Ideal Client Magnet to publish his book in just 3 months. That is phenomenal. Like I said, it took me 3 years to write The Dream Retirement. He's now producing a book that is going to transform his business in just 3 months using all of the stuff I'm giving you. So he watched the how to write a business book session. He consumed the Ideal Client Magnet. He consumed the AI, Unleash the Power of AI, and he wrote the book in 3 months. That is going to position him as the guru in front of his ideal clients and create way more value for those clients. So that's just phenomenal. And that was just because he took action, he signed up, and that is going to be transformative to his business. So as a reminder, if you're willing to take action now, and I'm about to give you the link, if you're willing to take action now, we'll give you all of that incredible value, the Ideal Client Magnet course, worth, like I said, 1997. We'll give you the Limitless Life Workshop worth 397. We'll give you Unleash the Power of AI, the Better Future coaching call worth over £1,000. We'll tell you how to write a business book. We'll give you the secrets to that. Send you a copy of my book. Give your team access so that you don't even have to teach this stuff. We'll teach them it for you, and all of that's lifetime access. So, like I said, I'm about to drop the link. If you're ready to join us at the Ideal Client Magnet, and if you want to take me up on that opportunity to have one of those few Better Future coaching calls with me, like I said, I've got over 25 experience running a professional services firm. I've successfully sold 3 businesses so far. I've set up 3 businesses in the last 2 years, and they're flying as a result of what we're doing in these particular spaces. So if you want my wisdom on what you need to do to take a step forward in your business, whether that's to grow it or to get some of your time back or anything else, then we'll talk about that in the Better Future coaching call. So here we go. Here's the link. If you want to sign up for the Ideal Client Magnet course and get 50% off, scan the QR code to book your place now. And like I said, that 50% offer is valid for today and today only. So please scan the QR code, because if you only do, if you do the same today as you did yesterday, you'll get the same results tomorrow as you got today. So this is some action that you can take today for a small investment and potentially transform your business 1 year, 5 years, 10 years from now. Maybe turning it into a saleable and scalable business like I managed to. I'm fortunate enough that I don't have to work anymore. I do this because I really want to share what I learned, and I really want to help you guys succeed. Really the ideal client for the trusted team is somebody that's mastered this Ideal Client Magnet piece. And the reason we give you this so much value, look at how much value is here in terms of, for 50% off. So that's actually, sorry, I was going to show you that it should have the 50% off. So actually it's $997 to do this. It's a phenomenal value. If you get one ideal client, certainly in our old business, that would be 20x return on the investment for doing this course. But the reason that we do it at such like that's too cheap, it really is too cheap. But the reason we do that is because what we're trying to do is we're trying to help you get to the point where you've built the Ideal Client Magnet. It's delivering you ideal clients, because that's where the trusted team then can really help you with the rest of the coaching that we do. If we get you to the point where you've built the Ideal Client Magnet, you're growing, then what we do within the trusted team is then kind of help you fix that work-life balance piece and build that scalable and saleable, visionary-driven business. That's really where the trusted team kicks in. So we want to give you huge value at literally almost no cost to get you to that point, so that you can then become the ideal client of our main proposition within the trusted team. So if you can scan this QR code, it'll take you to the page. You can sign up for the Ideal Client Magnet course. You'll get that 50% off. We'll send you all of those bonuses going forward. Assuming there's space, you can book the Better Future coaching call with me. You might have to wait a while, depending on when you book this, because like I said, I don't open up that many slots for that. And you'll be benefiting from that guarantee, the satisfaction guarantee. So if for whatever reason after the first session you don't think it's quite right for you, then no questions asked, we'll give you your money back. So take some action, make some strides into your future, and really kind of build out this marketing machine. Build out your Ideal Client Magnet by joining us on this amazing journey. You can get through it, probably if you really wanted to fast track it, you could get through all this content in 2 or 3 weeks. If you really kind of put aside some time each and every day to do it. It's 16 virtual course sessions that you can go as quickly or as slowly as you want. Every session has specific tools that you can work through, so that you come out with specific things that you can do immediately in your business to make a massive difference. And ultimately, once you've built this and you've built it right, then it'll just carry on doing the work for you forever. I sold Efficient Portfolio 3 years ago, and I still have these systems, even though I'm not looking for any ideal clients in financial services. 3 years on, I'm still getting leads into these in forecasts, which we pass to other financial advisors, by the way, which have to be a member of the trusted team for us to do so. So that's potentially something else that we can also do for you in the future, is pass you some of these ideal client leads. Because we're not even looking for them, and yet we're generating those leads because we built the system right from the off. So take action. Join us on the Ideal Client Magnet. Like I said, you'll get 50% off. You'll get all of those amazing bonuses. If the space, I'll meet you in person, online, obviously virtually, to go through your specific worries and concerns, your greatest opportunities, and I'll help share my wisdom as to how I think you can get to those opportunities, how you can eliminate those concerns, and we'll get you to that saleable and scalable business. For now, I just want to say thank you so much for dialing in and in staying to the end of the Ideal Client Magnet webinar. Please do scan the QR code, join us on the Ideal Client Magnet course, and build out that marketing machine that just works while you don't have to. Thank you very much.